Okay, now the dust has settled a little bit, I think I can talk about the EU referendum and what it means. Yes, you probably heard enough of it already, but you know, this is my take on it. So I'm going to go back to why it happened, as in why we Brexited. I'm going to talk about what the referendum is, and a referendum basically is a referral by, I think it was by David Cameron, the PM, to the people asking, should we stay in the EU, right? Obviously you never thought that they'd vote out, but they did. So why did we vote out? I voted in personally, but I'm going to say we, as in the royal we. So why did the British people vote out of the EU? And you know, who was it? Okay, so if you look at the numbers now, if you look at the statistics and the demographics of the vote, it's very stereotypical. I mean, I stereotype. I mean, I got my source from the FT, right? FT.com, and I looked at quite a few papers, but unfortunately the papers are written by the elite, and of course the common man is going to dispute their facts and figures. Well, these are what the facts and figures show, okay, from across the papers and different sources. The demographics showed what you would expect, unfortunately. So who voted to leave? It was the unemployed, low income or unemployed. Okay, basically. The poorly educated, again, unfortunately. The old, okay, a majority. Yes, it sounds stereotypical and what you would expect, and it was true. But it was across the nation. Very large areas that voted out. And ironically, those areas actually rely on EU money, EU funding. Whether or not they knew that, I can't tell you that, but they voted out. But, you know, it's too late. We're out. Okay, you're not going to get that funding. Whatever money the UK has saved by Brexiting will be spent on that, okay, and as well as other services. And it's going to take a long process. It's going to take decades. You know, they say we've got 2 years or 2.5 years to negotiate, but no, it's going to take a lot longer than that. I mean, we know how, you know, slow these you know, the machinations of government, and we know how slow they are, especially Brussels, right? Especially the EU government. There can be positives taken away from this, but I'm still trying to figure them out. So who voted in? People with degrees, apparently, employed people with average or above income, you know, the young, obviously, but not enough young. That is stereotypical of this country, is not enough young come out and vote. It was actually 51.9% people voted for Brexit. You think that's not enough to break up a 40-year relationship, but yeah, it was. It was enough to break it up. And now we've got decades to dissolve that marriage, as it were. It's such a shame. I was going to say, it's empty, mate. You lost them. How do you feel about Brexit? How do you feel about Brexit?
Awful.
Where are you from then?
It never happened.
Yeah, it's shit, isn't it? It's shit. Anyway, all the best. Yeah, so, you know, I just asked the random, and, you know, he said it was shit. Awful, sorry. My words were shit, his were awful. Unfortunately, it's the usual suspects who voted it out. Now, I'm not gonna go into details about, you know, what they base their decision on. Okay, they're totally welcome to their vote and their opinion. And you know, for me to say, well, your opinion is wrong because it differs from mine, that is ludicrous. Okay, and we need to stop fighting and bickering. We need to unite now and go forward together. Okay, because we all want what's good for the country. Right? Now, whether we're in or out, we need to go ahead, okay? Problem is, with this Brexit, is that it has legitimised and brought out all the fucking loonies and racists and antagonists and all the fucking, you know, scum of the earth, unfortunately, right? You know, if I see it happening, someone's going to get my boot in their ass, basically, all right? Because don't stand for that shit, not around here. We've got a vlogger. It looks like got a nice camera as well. Is that a Sony camera? Geezer. Yeah, you see, he's got it flush with this helmet. You know, fair play. Looks like he's mounted it well. Whereas I've had to put in a arm with three degrees of movement because I'm so shit at mounting stuff. You just ask the wife. I need all the help I can get. Where was I? Yeah, Brexit. So Brexit's done now. Okay, we've just got to move on. There's no point bickering. And I think this will be the first of many vlogs. I'm not going to do too many. I'm just going to do the main points. So I've done why, what it is, why it happened. This vote galvanised the voting populace. The opinion is there, good. People are aware of it, good. Regardless of it, whatever happens in the future. Like I said before, whether we're in or out, there's going to be ups and downs, okay? But we have to unite. Where's this car going? So you see on the lines, I don't know if she's trying to turn or not. Fucking hope not, because I need to go past you. She's on the phone, one-handed, great. It's just what you need. Fucking bell ends. I'm gonna have to close this down because this bus is fucking loud. Yeah, we just need to come together, man. Forget all of it, you know. because you have to move on. The funny thing is, the Brexit camp hasn't got a plan, right? They were stunned. They were like, okay, we won, now what, right? And yeah, it's bullshit. So they better fucking pull their finger out. They better have a good plan. But everyone's bailing ship. You know, the PM's resigned. Most of his cabinet members will probably fuck off as well. And the irony is, right, nobody wants to take leadership because nobody wants to pull the trigger. Basically, there's something called Article 50, and somebody has to start it, and nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be the person to pull the trigger. But you know, the people have asked the politicians to do it. I don't think they'll go against the vote, all right? Because some people have said, yeah, well, it's just advisory and it's not legally binding. Well, then what's the point of the fucking vote? You're going to have to listen to the people, otherwise there will be a revolt. My personal feeling is it's a shame. The reason why it's a shame is because it's causing instability at the moment. The pound has dropped, housing markets are going to suffer, commodities are going to suffer, incomes are going to suffer. When I say short term, we're talking 10 years maybe before, you know, we can start to build towards, you know, a stronger economy, right, before the dust settles. And that's a long time. That's a long time for small businesses, you know. They could go down under and make it worse. So this could trigger another recession if it hasn't already. And I don't really know too much, but I'll do the reading, I'll look into it. I'm lucky to have a job and live in a decent area, and you know, my child will have a good education, fingers crossed, you know, as long as he doesn't listen to daddy. That's why it happened, guys, is that the poor, the unemployed and the old were just fucked off, right? And I think that is a positive, because at least we know where people stand. And most people are fucking poor, uneducated, no jobs, and that's the state of this country. So it's probably a good thing that we're out of the EU. As somebody who's in the Remain camp, I'm saying it's probably a good thing that we're out. It's focused the issue on the people who voted Brexit, okay? And we have to help those people, educate those people, give them an income, give them a, you know, quality of life, improve their quality of life. It's our own fault, is what I'm saying. You can't blame anyone else. It's our own fault. We just have to move on now, and we just have to do the best we can. At the end of the day, it's just a bit of writing on a document, you know, the EU agreement. Sure, we can behave the same way towards Europeans. We don't have to fucking become racist bigots or make it hard for each other. But that's down to the politicians now, and I'm scared that they're gonna fuck things up. It wasn't all of us who voted. Think about it, it's nearly a 50-50 split. So it's a 1.9% majority. Why do most of us have to suffer because of them? But we're not saying 52% of the population are racist bigots. That's just fucking ludicrous again. They voted for reasons of their own, and that's fine. They're entitled to that vote. I'm not going to go around asking however many millions it was why they voted. Whether or not they fell for the far right propaganda or they had their own reasons, because a lot of people in this country do feel, including myself, that they're being done by the government, and it serves them right. It serves the government right, it serves us right, okay? Because we put ourselves in this situation. You know, somebody who's working and has got an education, you don't see that side of it. Or you raised yourself out, but you haven't raised the others out, and then that's what it's about. This is the good opportunity to see the other side of the coin, because that's where it's landed. It's landed on the other side of the coin.